What up, folks? Check it out. It's July 4th. It's Independence Day. We're up here at the cabin. Got 4 days up here. It's Thursday. Got up here last night, Wednesday. We've been hanging out. I got this morning, drank coffee, had breakfast. Now we're gonna go up to the spring and then maybe go canoeing on Holter Lake or something like that. Figure I'd get this video started though. American flag over there. Here's the spring, July 4th, 2019. Isn't that crazy how the water comes right out of the mountain like that?
Yeah.
I wonder if that'll be enough to prevent it from overflowing and it'll mostly go through into that pipe now.
Yeah, I'm wondering too. I think maybe.
So do you think more water's going into it now? It sure sounds like more water's going into the.
Yeah, see, it's starting to.
Yeah.
Holy cow! It's sucking it out.
Yeah.
Holy cow! That really did it.
See all this gunk that's going in there right now?
Is all going into the catch basin.
Well, it's going into the cistern, and what happens is that gets into the water system, and then it comes out, and then I've got those little screens on the sprinklers, and then the sprinklers get clogged up with this little itty bitty stuff.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So that's like.
Look, it quit draining.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really did it.
Yeah. That was cool. I could hear it go through the pipes and into that thing.
Yeah. This is such a cool little setup.
Uh-huh.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that'd be a good idea to bring like a sieve and run it over the top of this thing.
Yeah, just kind of sneak around. I can reach down there, there's a leaf kind of floating.
There's a big bug.
Get them out. Nice. Just saw a black bear coming down from the spring, and my mom said bear, and I got out and jumped out and saw the bear for a couple of seconds as it walked off. But yeah, nice big old black bear. Pretty cool to see. Right up there is where we saw the bear, and check it out. Here's the Georgie. Gonna go take this out on Holter Lake. All right, thank you for bringing my camera over to me.
You're welcome.
We got the Georgie in the water here. My dad's up there walking down after just parking. And we got a picnic table set up over there. I'm taking a time lapse. I got my drone. We're here on Holter Lake, July 4th, 2019, Independence Day. God bless America. We're out here on the water. We got people in jet skis. I just saw a family go off on a pontoon boat. Everybody's out here having fun. Check it out, check it out.
Those do look fun.
Oh, they're so much fun. Cool. Appreciate it. Check it out, folks. We're doing it on the Georgie.
New motor.
Got the new motor. Yeah, we're real close to the water. You're like under the water.
Yeah.
Oh, it is leaking a little bit. Tiny little bits of leaking coming on here. Nice. We're cruising. Check it out, folks. Really cool little cliffs right here. We're on the opposite side of the boat ramp here on Holter Lake. Really cool little cliff. It's almost too bright, you can't really even tell. All right, here goes. Sugar and Tangerines, Lecture Fan Senior. Some guy was pulling his boat out of the water over here and just drug his entire motor propeller across the cement. It was bad. But we got some time lapses here, we got some slow motion, we got some drone footage here at Holter Lake, July 4th. Hope you guys enjoying it.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground.
Okay, it's July 4th, and so one of the things I like to do on Independence Day is read the Declaration of Independence out loud, because the Declaration was the unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America in Congress, July 4, 1776, and I think it's a good reminder for America's Independence Day to actually read this. And
How old is America today?
243.
Yeah.
What year is it?
2019.
2019.
So what it says is, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, invariably the same object evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. He has refused to assent to laws the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance unless suspended in their operation till his assent should be obtained. And when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend to them. He has refused to pass other laws for the accommodation of large districts of people unless those people would relinquish the right of representation in the legislature, a right inestimable to them and formidable to tyrants only. He has called together legislative bodies at places unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from the depository of their public records for the sole purpose of fatiguing them into compliance with his measures. He has dissolved representative houses repeatedly for opposing with manly firmness his invasions on the rights of the people. He has refused for a long time after such dissolutions to cause others to be elected, whereby the legislative powers, incapable of annihilation, have returned to the people at large for their exercise, the state remaining in the meantime exposed to all the dangers of invasion from without and convulsions within. He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states for that purpose, obstructing the laws for naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migrations hither, and raising the conditions of new appropriations of lands. He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to laws for establishing judiciary powers. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amount and payment of their salaries. He has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. He has kept among us in times of peace standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. He has affected to render the military independent of and superior to the civil power. He has combined with others to subject us to a jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws, giving his assent to their acts of pretended legislation, for quartering large bodies of armed troops among us, for protecting them by a mock trial from punishment for any murders which they should commit on the inhabitants of these states, for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us in many cases of the benefit of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond seas to be tried for pretended offenses, for abolishing the free system of English laws in a neighboring province, establishing therein an arbitrary government, and enlarging its boundaries so as to render it at once an example and fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule into these colonies, for taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable laws, altering fundamentally the forms of our governments, for suspending our own legislatures and declaring themselves invested with power to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever. He has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. He has plundered our seas, ravaged our coasts, burnt our towns, and destroyed the lives of our people. He is at times transporting large armies of foreign mercenaries to complete the works of death, desolation, and tyranny already begun with circumstances of cruelty and perfidy scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous ages and totally unworthy the head of a civilized nation. He has constrained our fellow citizens taken captive on the high seas to bear arms against their country, to become the executioners of their friends and brethren, or to fall themselves by their hands. He has excited domestic insurrections amongst us and has endeavored to bring on the inhabitants of our frontiers, the merciless Indian savages, whose known rule of warfare is an undistinguished destruction of all ages, sexes, and conditions. In every stage of these oppressions we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people. Nor have we been wanting in attentions to our British brethren. We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their legislature to extend an unwarrantable jurisdiction over us. We have reminded them of the circumstances of our emigration and settlement here. We have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity. We have conjured them by the ties of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations, which would inevitably interrupt our connections and correspondence. They too have been deaf to the voice of justice and of consanguinity. We must therefore acquiesce in the necessity which denounces our separation and hold them as we hold the rest of mankind, enemies in war, in peace friends. We therefore, the representatives of the United States of America in General Congress assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do, in the name and by authority of the good people of these colonies, solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of right ought to be free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and do all other acts and things which independent states may have right do. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. That's it. Alright folks, we're about to get the stakes on. about to eat. I figured I'd show you guys what we're having. Plus my mom's homemade potato salad, which is top notch. Top notch. Super good. Corn on the cob. No big deal. Oh, did you put, oh, you just put the steaks on? Nice. Look at those.
Rib steaks with Quebec.
Wow, those look
beef.
great. Awesome. Cool.
7 minutes aside.
7 minutes aside. Cool.
Does Gaston do that?
Yeah.
He does?
Yeah.
That silly fool. What did he do that for? Gaston!
Do you want me to get here another one?
No, I'll go get it.
Dad, I guess do this, Grandma. Stay though.
Ask the girl who wound up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Gotta see who she sees who knows.
What up, folks? It is Saturday, 4th day at the cabin. Yesterday we just hung out around here, took it easy. The day before that we took the Georgie out on Holter Lake. Today we're floating, we're rafting the Missouri River, and so everybody's getting ready. What are we doing?
We're riding in the back of the truck. There's no room up front. There's 7 of us are going to float
Cool.
on the Missouri River.
There's the Missouri.
Raft right behind us. I think this is going to be too hard.
We're on the Missouri River. We get in at what, Stickney's Creek?
I think that's what that's called, yeah.
Stickney's Creek we just got in at. We're gonna stop at the Dearborn here where there's a
Oh, it
swing.
looks like there's pelicans down here.
How's the, you gotta say it for the video, but how's the kayak handling?
It's really nice. Kind
David and Steve
of topsy-turvy the very first 10 seconds you get in until you get used to it.
Right.
Yeah, maybe you're an expert. It's not that first 10 seconds, but it's always for me. It's like, oh.
Totally.
Until you finally get it under you. But no,
we have a spot that we're going to
Made
swim.
to float on smooth water.
Dearborn.
It's a nice, easy float.
Yeah, that is nice. If you tip over in that one, you can't like get back up.
No, I can't.
You remember going fishing in Florida? We caught all that.
Oh yeah, mackerel. Hannah and John Gartrell drove to Alberta, Canada.
All right, folks, check it out. We are here at the Dearborn River, where the Dearborn joins the Missouri River. And there's a rope swing right over there, which I guess I'm gonna go swing off of if I can get somebody to record me. Well, I'll go swing off of that thing.
He cracks me up. How was it?
My dad's going for it. Nice, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Hey, babe.
Hey.
What you doing?
Oh, I'm just floating down the Missouri on a day. I don't even know what day it is.
Nice.
America's birthday vacation.
Are you enjoying it?
Oh my gosh, I'm having the best time.
Are you?
Oh, you know what's my favorite river?
You waving at the same.
Doesn't get any more Montana than this weekend.
No, it really doesn't. On the Missouri River here.
Yes, it is.
Kayaking. Just wanted to get some video of it. You know, I got a lot of my dad kayaking, but now we got some of me too.
I fell down because I'm too fat.
Go paddle.
What river was that we just got out at?
Oh yeah, we just got out.
Confluence
Just
of-
got out of swimming in the Dearborn River.
At the confluence into the Missouri?
Because you should read about the claw or the places like
Oh, that's nice.
actually had a cave?
no people have they really have been. I said you should turn Skechers for some for that lake because